All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh
Ba'ashim
Bashim
Yahawashi,
Yahushai
Ba'ashim
Bahashim
Rakak.
Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yasharala that rule well, and salutations to you, Akim, out there in the highways and the byways, preaching this word in truth and in sincerity. And uh, today we're just gonna take it back to the basics, and we're gonna prove how the Sabbath is according to the new moon, you know, and how basically we got the moon was set up for things like that, man, for seasons, for feasts, you know. If you get that Genesis.
Khan. Gotcha. So Genesis chapter 1, verse 14 says, and Yahweh said, or Salakia, or the power, which is, just because it says I messed it up, it says the Lahayim, the word there, God is Alahayim, which is the angels or the powers. It says, and the Lahayim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs, for seasons, and for days and years. All right, so the lights in the firmaments, which is the sun, the moon, and the and the stars. All right, they're there for us to for seasons and days and how to tell time, basically, man. You know, it says, I read it again. So let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. All right, so that's how we tell time, man, through the firmaments in the heaven, man, and particularly the new moon. All right, because when you go back to the word moon, all right, the etymology. Matter of fact, if I may just get this scripture, is this is the book of Sirach 43:6. It says, "He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and sign of the world." All right, and also the moon, all right, not just it lets you know, all right, through the signs as like a blood moon or a blue moon, you know. Those also lets you know the things that the Lord's bringing, like signs of prophecy.
Yep.
But it says he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times. All right, there you go. It says in a sign of the world from the moon. From the moon is the sign of feast. All right, holy convocations. It's,
Like the Passover. The Passover is done in by according to the moon on the Sabbath. You know.
kind of says, for the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection. The month is called after her name. All right, and I'll just give you I have the etymology of month here. It says 1/12 part of a year. It says let me get to the point. It says from the word it says kind, it says which is related to moon month, which is related to menon, moon, see moon. All right, it says and it just says moon month. So it says month moon. Just look at the etymology.com and tells you that the word moon means month, man. All right, so going back, it says the month. This is Sirach 43:8. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. All right, and it just goes into the beauty of heaven and the glory of the stars and ornament giving light in the highest place of the Lord. All right, so that describing the moon, man. How it served for its perfection, man. For us to to declare the signs of heaven. Particularly is the tribe of Issachar. All right, they had understandings, of the stars. So let me see if there was more here in Genesis. But no, that's it in Genesis. Get that first Samuel.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get the one in. Okay, I'm gonna get this one first. This is Exodus 20. It says. This is Exodus 20 and 8. It says, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates." You know, so you and how do you start the Sabbath off? Based on the new moon. You know, once the new moon comes in, you know, then from there you count after the new moon. It'll be a holy convocation. It'll be, well, not a holy convocation. It'll be more like a solemn feast day. It says from there after you start counting days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 7. Is gonna land on the same. Let's say, for example, right now the Sabbath is what, Monday night to Tuesday night. You know, so if today were to be if this week were to be the new moon, then tonight, Wednesday, Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Tonight, Wednesday will be in the second day, and then we keep counting until the next Tuesday night. I mean Monday night, and it'll land the same day. That's the seventh day will be on Monday night. It's Tuesday night, and that'll be the Sabbath, and from there we keep until when? To the next new moon.
Kind of, the word is in itself a new month, a new moon. All right. What day does the new moon start? In the first day. So first, what's that in First Samuel? It lets you know. All right. That after the new moon, it was the second day.
Right. Hey, this is 1 Samuel 20 and 5. It says, "And David said unto Jonathan, Behold, tomorrow is a new moon, and I should not fail to sit with the king at meat, but let me go that I may hide myself in the field until the third and seventh day." You see, so this had to be the end of the month, because in the beginning, and the next day was gonna be the beginning of the new month, and it tells you right here, so it said what, that tomorrow's the new moon, right? So verse 20. 24, it says, "So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, the king sat him down to eat meat. And the king sat upon his seat as at other times, even upon the seat by the wall. And Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty. Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. He is not clean, surely he is not clean." So what? The new moon came. Right. The new moon came, and then what? The reason why he thought that David didn't go is because he was unclean. Because according to the Sabbath, you're supposed to not give yourself unto pleasures. Basically, Sabbath, you just gotta rest, relax. Don't work. I mean, we're in a society where we don't have that type of freedom. Sometimes we do have to work, but the Lord knows your heart. If you don't have to, and if you could lay it off and just chill, then you're straight. So he thought that he was unclean, and that's why he didn't go and hold that solemn feast day. Because he he probably thought he maybe came near a dead body or had sex or something. So now this is the point. It says, and it came to pass on the morrow, which was the second day of the month, that David's place was empty, and Saul said unto Jonathan his son, where cometh not the son of Jesse to me, neither yesterday nor today? You see? So the point is what? They call it the second day after the new moon, it called them it called it the second day of the month, you know? So from there it lets you know that the first day, that's the beginning of the month. You know? And then from there 7 days, and then 7 days after, it's the Sabbath, and we hold the Sabbath until, the next month.
La piece of frio. So, this is the book of Amos 8:5. It says, saying, when will the new... Matter of fact, I'm starting at verse above it. This is... Amos 8:4. It says, hear this, O you that swallow up the needy, even to make the poor of the land to fail, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn? Why? Because the new moon, it was a Sabbath. They wouldn't be able to sell corn. All right, it says, and the Sabbath, right? Because a new moon is a Sabbath. It says that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balance by deceit. So this was wicked Israelites. All right, wanted the Sabbath to end for their for their greediness, basically. All right, but it just lets you know that the new moon is a Sabbath, man. Because it is the new moon is a Sabbath. All right.
Yeah.
And that's the first day of the month. All right, and then from there you count to the next 7 days.
Exactly.
That's it on that.
Anything else?
Nah, that's it on. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, so Lord willing, this video was edifying. So hey, if anybody tries to tell you otherwise, hey, you got the scriptures now, man. That's why the Lord created these things. We could through it be able to count our days. Be able to know our weeks and feast days and all that. And the new moon is a Sabbath, and from there is where we hold the rest of the Sabbaths for that month. It's plain and simple.
Right, to the best of our abilities, rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, and because we also know that the times and the seasons that are changing. The whole earth is out of course. All right, and it tells you in Daniel that this devil was seek to change the times and the ordinances.
Right.
That's right. There's been 2 different calendars in the past 1,000 years, man.
Yeah. So you can't go by off this week, Sunday being the 7th day, and we got to keep it now, man. We base it off the moon, man, not off man's calendars,
Right, and basically, this calendar we follow is meant to fall on certain pagan holidays for these devils, anyway, man. So why would he go off the calendar, that the oppressor has given us, man?
Mm-hmm.
We have our holy calendar, which is followed by the new moon, man. Not this new Roman calendar, man.
God. Hey, so with that, we're gonna end it by giving our praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem Rakakwarash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yesharala that rule well. And salutations to you, Akim, out there teaching this word in truth and in sincerity. Shalom. Abba.
Blah, blah, blah.